Hello everyone and happy Monday. It's that time again where you gotta cook for your family, beginning of the week. Today was a pretty good day, pretty good for a Monday at least. My sarcoidosis has been going crazy though. It feels like a little mini forest fire in here. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, fantastic Mother's Day. So today I just wanted to try to do something really quick and simple. I also feel like I haven't slept in like a year, all thanks to my sarcoid. So tonight we're going to be making just some basic buttery pork chops. I'm going to make some potatoes au gratin. I am super craving like cheesy potatoes, so that's what I'm going to make tonight. And I'm also going to be doing just some baked carrots with some Parmesan cheese, because everybody knows how I feel about cheese. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. So for the potatoes, I'm going to be using this awesome, super easy tool, especially when making potatoes au gratin. You want them to all be the same size. So this thing, this actually comes out, and it has a whole bunch of different sizes of these blades that you can use. So I'm going to use this one, and of course, handy dandy cut glove, because I'm still recovering from my slightly being over dramatic, because it's not even that big. But anyways, so I'm going to use the cut gloves. So I'm going to take my pre-washed potatoes, and it's so easy, just like that. So I'm going to use these. It's actually kind of like a little game here. Alright, getting all those out. And, oh, it slipped. You really have to be careful with these things, because, man, it doesn't take much for you to slip up, and then you'll be missing a finger. So, oh. And there's actually a little tool. I'm going to have to get it, because it helps to prevent that. Alright, I should have gotten it before. So you just take this, it's got some little prongs, you stick the culprit in there with your washed hands, by the way. Alright, you just put that on there. Alright, much better, much easier. Alright, cool. Alright, and so I'm going to do that with all the potatoes that I'm going to be using. I'm using 6 tonight. So I got the potatoes all cut up. And now for my potatoes au gratin, I'm a gratin some cheese. I'm going to be putting some sharp cheddar, and I'm going to be putting some ricotta cheese in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that grated. I'm going to grate probably about 1.5 cups to sprinkle it in with there to get it nice and cheesy, and to have some also to sprinkle onto the top. So I'm going to go ahead and get that grated. And then we're going to get some vegetables sauteed going, and we're going to put it all together to make this amazingly cheesy, great potato au gratin. So you can really put anything that you want into these potatoes, but I just am going to go for pretty simple. I'm just going to do some garlic and some onion. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that chopped. And it's all done. So I have a skillet over here that I'm going to be cooking the pork chops in, but I'm going to go ahead and throw the onions and the garlic that are all chopped up in there. Give the meat a little bit of extra flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. Oh, that sizzle sounds amazing. Alright, let me get my spoon out. So I'm going to go ahead and, because these aren't going to take very long. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the potatoes going. So I have the cheese grated. I had some leftover ricotta cheese from a meal I made last week. And then we're just going to salt and pepper these things up. And I'm going to put some olive oil in the pan. And then I'm going to go ahead and just layer like my first layer of potatoes. I'm going to cook these on 400. I'm going to be doing 20 minutes uncovered, and then I'm going to be doing 20 minutes, or 20 or 30, depending on how it looks, uncovered. So that way they'll be able to get that nice crisp on the top. So I'm just going to layer it kind of like a lasagna. It's like a potato lasagna. And I'm going to stir up these veggies really quick. And the onions and the garlic are just, it's going to add a nice flavor to it. Alright, and they're almost done now. I had the cast iron skillet probably on about medium. Alright. So then I'm just going to add like a little bit of ricotta cheese. Oh, let me stir it up. It's got a little bit in there. Oh, and my butter too. Let me grab that. So I'm just going to kind of cut it, and it's going to melt all in once we're done. Oh, like that part is good. Just like that. Let me stir this up again. But these really do not take a long time. Man, these onions and garlic together smell so good. It's like one of my favorite smells. Alright, so they're actually done, so I'm going to turn that off. So I'm just going to start this by adding like some butter, some cheese, some ricotta, and then I'm going to put in some of the onions and garlic, and then I'm just going to kind of add those on top. And so this is unsalted butter. So I guess we're going to do it like that. And my hands are clean. I really don't like using my fingers for this, but that piece was just so small, it's easier to do that. Alright, so I'm going to add some ricotta cheese to it. I actually didn't find a recipe that had the ricotta cheese. I just have it, and I'm going to add it because I think that it would taste good. And I know that you put that in lasagna, so I'm just going to do like that. Add a little bit of cheese. This is salted, so it's gonna have that little bit of salty taste to it with the ricotta cheese. So I'm really not even gonna add any salt to it, but I will add some pepper. Just a nice little layer because I don't want it to get too much in the dish. Oh, almost forgot. So just kind of sprinkle those around in it, and then once we cook all that, it'll kind of melt a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add another layer like that. This is a smaller pan than what I was thinking, so I might have a little too many potatoes. Hopefully I'll have just enough though. Alright, so we're going to go in here, dolloping just a little bit of the ricotta cheese. And that'll use up the rest of this, because I do not like seeing food go to waste. I guess I could, yeah. You know, actually that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Just to spread it out a little bit. Alright, cool. It's a learning process, guys. Alright. So, yeah, it's probably better if you smear it a little bit. Alright, I'm going to add some more of the cheese. Once again, if you didn't hear earlier, it's just sharp cheddar. I like using sharp cheddar because it really is sharp. It's got a nice sharp flavor to it. Just a wee bit of pepper. Not trying to over pepper anyone when we eat it. A little bit of onions and garlic there. It's like a stacking game. Don't want to miss anything though. Potatoes are one of my favorite foods. There are so many different things that you can do. I was trying to figure out what side to do with this, with the pork chops, and just looking at different potato sides. I mean, there are so many. You cannot go wrong with potatoes. You got potatoes, sweet potatoes, just all kinds of potatoes, and carbs. If you're doing a no carb diet, you can do it, I promise. I'm really happy that in my diet I didn't have to cut that out, because potatoes are just amazing. But if you are not doing any carbs, that's really good. I hope that it works out, because diet is 100%, I mean, it is very important to your health. I have just found that out so much just in my research that I've done with having sarcoid. I mean, it's so important because you can prevent forest fires in your body, just like I'm having in my chest right now. Just, you know, your diet can just help to alleviate all that burning sensation. And I don't really know much about any other autoimmune diseases, but I know about mine, and just that inflammation kind of burning feeling. It's just, it goes away when you're eating healthy. And so for me, you know, I was doing great, and then I added like chips of all things, and it wasn't even like crazy brand of chips like Doritos or anything. It was just normal lightly salted chips from Kroger, and that just totally threw me out. So we're gonna just continue layering all this on, and you'll see what that's like when I'm done with it. All right, so the most important thing about layering food, make sure that you have all of your ingredients. I completely forgot about this butter. So I am literally trying to do surgery over here to just insert the butter, because you can't really take it apart. So just, I'm sure people who do a lot of cooking already know that. But I cannot believe I forgot that. I looked down at the cheese and I was like, oh, there's a stick of butter sitting right there that I needed to use. So you know what? It's gonna work. We are gonna make it work. But I'm just gonna have to do a little bit of potato surgery to squish the butter in between these layers. So that way it's not dry, because I don't want it to be dry. I want, you know, some nice buttery potatoes. So I'm gonna do a little bit of potato surgery and add those, and then I'll show you what it looks like with all the cheese and everything on it. All right, so now I'm finished. I think I did a pretty good job of my potato surgery moving around the butter. So that's what it's looking like all put together. So I'm gonna cover this for 20 minutes. Once again, cooking it on 400. I literally had just the right amount of aluminum foil, which is awesome. So yeah, cooking it covered for 20 minutes, and then I'm thinking it's gonna need about 20 to 30 more minutes uncovered. And I did save some more cheese on top so I can put it, I might need to grate a little bit more, but that's what we got so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in, and then we're going to season up the pork chops and get them into the iron skillet. All right, so I have my pork chops here. Today I'm just gonna do very simple pork chops. I'm just gonna salt and pepper them. I'll add some butter into the iron skillet once or not the iron skillet. I'm gonna sear these for 4 minutes each. I have the skillet on high right now. I'm gonna sear them 4 minutes on each side, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven, and I'm gonna put the butter in there with them. And once again, we just bought them in a bigger package and then just separated them out by how many we were going to eat per meal. So I got that going. I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands really quick and get the salt and pepper on them. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to both sides. Make sure it's open. Don't want it overdone. I'm gonna rub it in with one hand, flip it over. And pork chops are, once again, another food that you can do so much with. But today I just really want to do something simple. Oh, shaking the stuff with your left hand is not easy. I'm happy that this salt comes out very slowly. Alright, so I'm just going to rub that on there. Pretty basic today, but that's how I'm feeling. And then I'm going to just add them into the iron skillet. We're going to do that for 4 minutes each on both sides. Let them get a nice sear, and then we're going to put them in the oven for a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these over to the iron skillet now. So I have the pork chops seasoned, but actually I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the carrots before, because the carrots are gonna take longer than this. These things, once we do it 4 minutes on both sides, is only gonna be about 10 minutes in the oven. So I'm just gonna let these chill over here with the sauces on, or the seasoning on there, and just let that kind of get into the meat. I'm gonna go ahead and get the carrots ready. We're just gonna do a basic baked carrots. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so I have my carrots here. I'm just going to cut off the ends. I am planning on doing a really good recipe that involves bacon and carrots, so stay tuned for that. When I saw the recipe, guys, I swear my mouth was watering so hard because I love bacon. Anything with bacon on it is amazing, so stay tuned. I think I'm cooking that next week. Actually, next week I have 2 recipes that have bacon, and I'm so super excited about it. So I don't know how carrots and bacon are going to taste together, but just stay tuned to watch to see how it goes. And I picked out the best carrots. They're like super long and perfect for this recipe, so stay tuned for that. So looking at these carrots, they're actually not too bad as far as, I don't think I need to peel them because I think that they're good. So I have this pan here, olive oil it as always, and I'm gonna just cut the carrots long ways. I like to do the longer ones when you're doing baked carrots. So I'm just gonna cut it in half. The skinny ones I'm gonna cut into fourths. So I'm gonna cut in half and then in half again. And my goal is to try to get them to all be the same size. So they're gonna be like that. Just little carrot sticks. I'm gonna season these with salt, pepper, and then I'm going to, once they're done, I'm gonna add a little bit of Parmesan to them. We don't have the sharpest knives here, so you know we gotta deal with what we got. But it does make it a little harder cutting these. So I'm just gonna cut those like that. They're not too thick. So I'm gonna cut those. I'm doing the easiest part first, which is like the opposite of what people say, do the hardest part first, but that was pretty easy. Alright, so now I'm gonna cut these into those little carrot sticks over there, and then season them and get those in the oven. Alright, carrots are done. So I cut them all up. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil on top of them, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna toss them around. For someone who does not like getting her hands dirty, I sure do use my hands a lot in this. Oh, that's not my favorite. It's like mixing a meatloaf. You gotta use your hands for that. Do you guys use your hands when you cook? I do when it's my family. If I was cooking for somebody else, then I try my best not to, because even though I always wash my hands, I'm like a super big germaphobe as well. Super big germaphobe, don't like my hands dirty. I did not excel at finger painting when I was younger. My parents have this picture that's called a shot turkey. It's literally a turkey with a red dot. Boom. Only one red dot. Because I didn't want to get my fingers dirty. You got to make sure it's all mixed up and incorporated. I'm trying to make sure that the carrots they have an equal amount of elbow room so that they will cook evenly. If I had some honey, I would probably sprinkle some on there, but we used it all, and I didn't get a chance to go to the store today. So, salt and pepper it is. But carrots have a natural sweetness anyways, so they don't necessarily need that. That's just a little extra. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put them in there also on 400, and these are gonna go in there for about 35 minutes. Alright, so now I got the pan heated up. It's still got a little bit of the onion and garlic in it from the potatoes. I didn't wash it out. So we got that in there, a little bit of olive oil. I got the seasoned pork chops over here. So we're gonna do 4 minutes on each side. Got a nice little sizzle there. Trying to fit 4 of them in, and I think I'm gonna be able to fit them nicely. Awesome. So I'm gonna do 4 minutes on both sides, flip them over, and then I'm gonna add the butter, and we're gonna cook them in there. And then I'm also gonna be adding some other seasoning. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of oregano on them. So we're gonna just let these get to a nice sizzle. And once again, that's 4 minutes on each side. And you wanted the pan to be nice and hot before, so it's not, heating up in that 4 minutes. It's just nice and hot, so that way you can flip them over and they'll be cooked evenly around. All right, so we got 4 minutes on one side. I'm gonna flip them over. See, they got a nice sear to them. So then we're gonna do another 4 minutes. And then we're going to put them into the oven. Alright, so it's actually been about 3 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and add everything. So I'm going to add a little bit of oregano. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder. And then I'm also going to add just a little bit of red pepper flakes. Just a wee bit there. Alright, and then I already cut the butter. I just cut it into some these little squares. Alright, and then I am going to just put all this into the oven. So I'm going to take out the carrots really quick and give those a flip. Those are looking really good. The potatoes are still in here. I took them out and looked at them. They're not quite done yet. So I'm going to put them on the same shelf. So I'm just going to stick that in there with the butter. So we got everything cooking in the oven. So I just wanted to do this for the moment that we're waiting on the food. So Jeremiah, if you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
Bunny.
You would be a bunny? Okay, why would you be a bunny?
Because I like bunnies.
You like them? What do you like about them? Here's over here.
When they eat.
When they eat, so you would be a bunny so you can eat?
Yeah.
I love you. I think I would be, this is kind of a tough decision.
Bear.
Do you know what my favorite animal is?
A beluga?
I'll give you a hint. It has lots of arms. What do you think it is? It has lots of arms and it lives in the ocean.
Oh.
What is it?
Shark?
No?
Octopus.
Yes, that is my favorite animal. So I think I would like to be an octopus. I don't know why they're my favorite animal. They're cute. They're curious, mischievous.
And Dory.
Yeah, Hank. He's my favorite character in that whole movie. And actually for Halloween, I wanted a hat that had the tentacles, and I was going to go as Hank. But I couldn't find the hat anywhere. So that would probably be my animal. You going to sing?
Thank you.
Alright, so food has about 5 more minutes. Be sure to check out the gram to see what it looks like. I will drop my name below. I'm really excited for this because the potatoes, they smell so good, and I am just thinking about all that cheese and that butter. I'm so excited. So be sure to check out the gram to see what that looked like. If you recreate anything that I did, send me or just tag me in the photo. Let me know. I'll share it. If you have any tips, tricks, things that you did differently, let me know about those. I love hearing feedback. If you don't like the videos, if you think they're boring, let me know. I'll see what I can do to change them. So I definitely love and appreciate feedback. And if there's anything that you guys would like for me to make, we can do that. I actually want to try doing something where I have where you guys just give me some ingredients and then I see what I can make from that. So let's see what else we can do with this. Anything that you guys have ideas, let me know. I'd love to be able to do them and make this more interactive, so you're not just watching me, but we can get in and do this stuff together. And if you want to come in here with me and help me cook, let me know. I would love to do a video like that. So if you have watched this far, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I now have 8 subscribers, and I am so excited about that. So thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and watching the videos. I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to make the next one. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.